Hey everyone, it's Jessica here with another layout for the Bramble Fox design team. Today I'm using the March Fox box along with these beautiful chevron dies in the shop and paper stamps number 31, which is these cute little travel icons. And I've also used the die to previously cut them apart, which you can find in the shop as well. So I'm going to link everything below in case you want to grab everything from the shop. And I'm starting my layout off with some photos of my two boys at the amusement park. And I am using the True Friend perspective from the March Fox box. And I've got a paper here. This is a background paper that I had previously cut down that I was going to use in another layout, but I didn't, from the Cocoa Vanilla No Limits collection. So I am going to utilize that today, and I've just matted it, or I'm going to mat it on this textured white cardstock by Colorblock. And I've distressed the edges pretty heavily so that they look very distressed and kind of torn up on the edges with my edge distresser. And then I've got these little film strips that I cut a long time ago with my die cutting machine, but I've never used them, so I decided to pull them in on this layout as well. So I've got some die cuts, little stars that I had previously cut out. So I have a lot of like little bits and pieces left over from layouts that I previously did. But I'm just going to pull a bunch of stuff out and use on this layout today. So I've got my True Friend title piece there I'm going to place down at the bottom, and the layout for this one came together pretty quickly here because I knew I wanted to stagger my photos. I've matted them with some cardstock. I've used the textured white cardstock as well for that. And then I've got all these die cuts here, but I know that I'm going to stick to like this vertical type of design and this big cluster in the middle because of those film strips. So I'm basically just going to layer a bunch of these little stars that I had cut out and some little stars from the die cuts packs here that I have. These two packs are actually the same, but I kind of crammed in a bunch of different things like chipboards and leftover things from other sheets from this collection as well. So it's kind of like a mishmash of stuff from this collection. But as you can see, I still have quite a bit left of this collection, but that's probably because I purchased it like 3 times. So I just love the colors in this one, and their new collection, the Great Escape collection. I was excited that it has like similar colors because I just really love this color scheme. So I'll be excited to get my hands on that one too. So here I've just got some scraps of paper. I'm just going to use these to mat my photos again and distress the edges. I've basically just cut around 3 of the edges, 3 sides, and then tore the edge of the bottom one, just so that it looked like it was a little bit different. I wanted some layering by my photo, but I didn't want to overwhelm it or make it too thick or anything like that. So I didn't want to add a whole lot to it, but I just wanted it to have some texture. So here I'm doing the same thing with this one. I'm just going to rip that bottom edge as well. And then you'll see me pull out those paper snips here in a little bit. I'm going to actually add a few of those, but I've already got them all cut out because I've used a lot of those on previous layouts. So I just have leftover bits from that paper snip sheet, which is number 31. And yeah, so I'm just going to layer up my photos. Nothing too crazy on this layout, nothing too hard or difficult. It's very easy, so if you want to scrap lift it, feel free to scrap lift. I don't mind at all. I'm here to inspire all of you. So anything that gets your gears going and gets you creating, that's my ultimate goal. So here I'm just attaching a little chipboard piece. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing all of my pieces down because it looks to me like this is looking pretty good as far as where I like things to be. And my clusters, I've got a nice cluster up top and one off to the side, and then my title piece and little things down at the bottom. So it's looking where I want it to be and what I want it to look like. And my paper was actually staggered just by accident on that white paper, and I really liked the way that it looked instead of keeping it straight, so I ended up keeping it that way too. So I have these little bits. Here's the paper snips I'm pulling in with these little wordy bits I'm going to adhere down there. I'm going to actually pop a couple things up with some 3D foam squares by Gina K. And I'm going to make that little circle one into a flare using the epoxy stickers from the shop. But these other things I'm just gluing down with my Nuvo glue, and some things I'm using my ATG gun on. So just alternating adhesives here. Also using these 3D foam squares that I mentioned in 2 different sizes, the 1/2 inch size and the 1/4 inch size. and then just adhering a couple things up. I like to attach those wordy bits and kind of stagger them and pop some of them up and then leave some of them flat. I really like the way that that looks. And I've got my little Let's Go flag banner thing at the top there. Really like that with those little photos. My boys were riding, it's like a little turtle ride. It goes up and down and around in a circle. It's really cute, but it's slow. So it's kind of one of the first rides that they've started riding whenever they started going to this amusement park. And my my middle child there is in the front of the photos or on the left side, and he just loves this ride still to this day. So my older one tolerates it, but you can see he's kind of lounged back and not really caring. He looks kind of bored, but it's not his favorite ride, but it's really nice that he still rides with his brother, even though it's not his favorite ride. So they still have fun times and enjoy things together, which I thought would make this layout perfect for that true friend, because they are definitely true friends, and true friends sometimes make sacrifices for each other. So I thought it would be perfect for this. I'm just going to add in some black splatters using some Heidi Swap Color Shine here in black. And I was just careful not to get that on my photos and just letting that dry a little bit. These are some of the little puffy, they're not stickers, they're like fabric, little puffy fabric stars from the shop, but they come in a few colors, a couple shades of blue and then the white, which are really pretty, and they're fuzzy and soft, so I just love them. There's that little epoxy sticker I stuck on that little circle element to make it into a flare. And then I pulled out some leftover stars here that I have in my stash. This is from the box of stars in the shop. And I've got a whole bunch of just random bits here that I'm just going to add a few more little stars. And I'm trying to make sure that I remember to peel off the top and bottom backing pieces off of these acrylics. So it's funny because I actually forget to peel that off of my title piece in this video. So I got the layout fully photographed and ready to edit the video, and then I realized that I never peeled off the top sheet off of my title piece. So then I had to retake my photos. That's a little thing that my son made. He was over at his desk over in my room crafting as well, so he had to bring it over and show me. And then he was playing with my little Perspex bits. I moved him over here so he could see them a little bit better. But he's playing with the little trains in that little box there. So I am just finishing up, adhering down a few more little stars here to finish this off. I'm going to add a couple more things to that top little cluster that's tucked in behind my pattern paper. So I'm going to add this little hand there, and then I'm going to add that little banner strip there, or little tab, I don't know what you call those. And then I'm just gluing down these little pieces. Then I'll pull out my date stamp and I'll add that to the bottom. I'm going to add a little bit of thread here. I added some thread to the top behind my flare there, as you saw, and then I'm going to add a little bit more over here to the left. But I'm not worrying about that glue peeking out because I know that's going to dry clear. So it did smush out a little bit, but that's okay. So I've got some chevron dies here from the shop. I absolutely had to have these. I love them. I actually first saw them in the Advent calendar box, and I was so jealous that I didn't sign up for the Advent. So now I know for next year to sign up for it, because I really, really love these little chevron dies that came in there. So I was super excited whenever I saw them get released in the shop as well, because now we can all have them too. So I will link those down below for you too if you want to grab those little chevron dies. So I'm just going to put a couple little border strips here, just with some hand doodling around that whole strip of pattern paper, and then my date stamp at the bottom. So that's going to finish this one off. I'll link everything below in case you want to grab anything from the shop or sign up for the Foxbox subscription. It is a monthly subscription. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I thank you for being here. Have a great day. Bye-bye.